What if sex wasn't just giving each other pleasure? What if there was a far greater, far more enriching reality of sex available to you right now? In our culture, we all practice this transactional model of sex, giving each other a pleasant sensation, like you're buying an ice cream for your partner. This is meant to be an act of love that creates intimacy, and we take turns in this transaction. It's nice, but don't we deep down dream of sex being something far greater, but we can't quite explain it? You can create a different reality than this model of transaction of pleasant physical sensation. And in fact, it is because there is a much greater reality to sex, but we often can't see it because we are locked in this cultural model. I'd like you to see sex as energy, sexual energy that is flowing into you and enriching you. Now, please don't understand me too technically. Understand me metaphorically. It's a feeling. Sex is energy, not in the sense that it is electricity. Sex is an energy because it feels like this really wonderful, blissful vibration that is flowing into your body, but it also has that sense of nutrition, that it is enriching you and nourishing you. In sex, you are spending time filling up with sexual energy. Every touch on your body creates a sensation, which is a vibration of that enriching, happy, blissful sexual energy into the space of your body. When your bodies are close and feeling each other and moving on each other, it is an entire field of those vibrations of enriching sexual energy that you are soaking up through your whole skin. Anything you do in the genitals creates a flow of that rich sexual energy flowing into your body. Obviously in good sex where everything was done well, you're feeling good. So it's not a transaction that now I'm stimulating your body to give you a pleasant sensation like I'm buying you an ice cream, essentially. Although it often is like this if you use that model, but it doesn't have to be. But take it a step further. Experience it like together you are going into that space, that garden of sexual energy, into that field of sexual energy. And you are creating that sexual energy between your bodies for both of you. And you are just both spending time there and you are filling up, saturating with this really enriching substance. Now, if the word energy seems to you a bit not scientific, like live a little, relax. It's obvious that there is a lot that is happening under the hood that can be explained scientifically, everything that you're feeling, but it's far more complex than people realize. That doesn't concern you. Your simple felt experience in this moment is that you are feeling this very rich, blissful, nourishing, enriching energy flowing into your system. So regardless of what's happening under the hood that you don't even know about, this is the actual felt experience that you have. This is what sex actually is for you in your reality, in what you're perceiving. And look, make something beautiful out of sex that actually you can relate to. It's no good for us to keep explaining sex as meat and bones. Like we can't connect with this. What we want from sex is this experience of real aliveness, enrichment, love, connection. We don't want to be thinking that we are rubbing this piece of meat on that piece of meat. So it's just a very simple way to connect with the reality of sex, of what sex actually is for you, what it actually does for you. You're absorbing this very enriching energy in every moment, in every vibration that you feel in your body. And that is the nature of sex. This is the core of what is happening. Then there are lots of different things we can do with it. There are lots of different colors and kinds of sexual energy, and it's great to explore it like this, almost like a range of music or a range of colors. We can create different experiences. We can have whole kinds of sex that feel like a different kind of sexual energy, etc. So you can do it in lots of different ways. There's lots of diversity, but the core is always the same. It's a field of sexual energy. I'm spending time here, it's all flowing into me, and I'm saturating with it. And another reason why what you're feeling there is an energy is because the composition of that sexual energy, what that substance actually is super potent if you think about it. Far more potent than we normally give it credit for. People think they're getting pleasure. Well, maybe if you really are doing that, just doing that and keeping it on that level, but often you are doing a lot more there than that. And at the very least, you can do a lot more than that. You know, look at it, dissect this moment of sex. Like if it's really great sex, that's got all the right things there and people are really making love. It feels deeply pleasurable, yes, that's wonderful. But more so, it vibrates through you like a real aliveness into your systems. It is literally charging you up and making you really enriched. But there's also more than just that sense of alive pleasure. We are experiencing physical love through each other's bodies and a sense of connection with each other, which may seem a little bit abstract, you know, in the physical world, you know, slightly more metaphysical substances, but they're real powerful substances for your nervous system, your psychological system. Lots of very powerful positive states. Again, they're a little bit metaphysical. We feel a state of bliss, a state of happiness, different senses of beauty, sensory beauty, relational beauty. So it's a really potent cocktail of these very powerful, positive human senses and feelings that are directly flowing into your nervous system, plus this very potent blissfulness of physical pleasure, which also is a substance for your nervous system. All of that contained in this one vibration you're receiving in this moment in your contact between you. So that is why it is an energy. And because it has such a rich composition, a sexual experience is a kind of energy that enriches also, apart from your body, that's a part of you, whatever you want to call it, your heart, your soul, your psyche. So we become fully enriched in this moment as a human being. Sexual energy becomes a massive energy in our life. The effect of that, of that kind of potent substance on you, how well you can feel from that, how alive, how enriched you can feel, and then you go about your daily life, you can imagine. And that's why your relationship feels so good from it, because you've created such a potent substance together, and you both drank it, and now you both feel incredible from it, right? Now you might think, well, surely sex is about pleasure, not about energy. Sometimes people misunderstand me, like I'm saying, you need to feel love and connection instead of pleasure. Look, the pleasure you feel right now, if you're just seeing sex as pleasure, is going to be very limited. When you see sex as energy, you're creating, much deeper pleasure always. It just has like more body, more richness to it. And you will discover more range, more varieties of pleasure as well. It comes with the package always and in buckets. And it's just a much easier way of having a sex life as well. It's not just a lot more fulfilling, but it is much easier because you're not trying to create some kind of spectacular, impressive, engaging things out of it. But you just know that you want to go into that place and receive that enriching energy from it. That is the purpose of it. And it doesn't need all that Instagram FOMO. It can just feel really good and really enriching. And it gives you all the right substances and lets you spend some time in blissfulness. And then you understand that it can happen in many different ways. And you don't need to force anything. Sometimes it'll go more passionately, more intense. Other times you can just relax and it can nourish you in a more tranquil, deeper way, but still incredibly potent and give you a deep sense of feel good. Sometimes you will find that, you don't need to work so hard at it. If you just feel into your bodies together, start loving each other's bodies, you will see that it is already here. That energy is already here organically, if you just connect with it. So not only it makes a more enriching kind of sex, but also, much more accessible and manageable kind of sex life. But something you could do right now is just, try to experience sex differently next time you have it, whether with a partner or even on your own. Try to see it as going into that field of enriching sexual energy. And from the first moment, you're beginning to fill up with these vibrations of sexual energy one by one, feeling how they are enriching you and how you are saturating with them.